Hey guys, it's Kazi here. We're going to be taking on the Legendary Existence Super Battle Road. So this is going to be a pretty clear video. If you guys are new to the channel, I do every single Super Battle Road and every single ESBR in the same exact manner. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I pretty much just cheese them with pretty much the bare minimum team. I'm going to go ahead and bring Boo's pretty much storied figures team right here. So yeah, I'll see you guys when we get into the event. Alright, let's get going. And we have the background music back, thankfully. Last video actually had to take it away because they had copyrighted music. We can run something up like this, so yeah, we'll do that. We'll double in on this, screw it. And I like doing a combination of Shamu and Icarus. Normally we can go ahead and crank these guys out in 2 turns. So we do Shamu Icarus. Then on the next stage we do Shamu Icarus. And then on the stage after that, we either double pop Whis or then we use a Nurse Chi-Chi. And yeah, that's pretty much how we do every single Super Battle Road in the game. And every single ESBR. Because we can just use so many items. That is how Dokkan limits how difficult content is. They make it to where you can use less and less items. And it's very, very good. And if you guys have seen the new Blue Zone event on JP, now they're limiting how much damage your units need to have. The new Blue Zone event is Goku and Frieza when they're doing the final attack on Jiren. And yeah, their defense is 10 million. Which, if you guys don't know how defense works in the game, you need to hit a certain number of damage before you can cut through somebody's defense and actually do damage. So that means let's run. I really want to do this actually. In this case, since there's only one guy, we'll just go ahead and just do Nurse Chi-Chi. And then we'll do this. But what I mean by a certain amount of defense or a certain amount of damage to actually cut through their defense, basically 10 mil. You need to have 10 million and 1 damage to actually do damage to any boss that has 10 million defense. We've seen something similar to this with the Future Trunks Blue Zone that we just got on Global. He has 6 million point 9 defense, I believe, on the STR stage. And that basically means if you're not hitting that damage, you're not doing damage to him, period. So yeah, it's just very, very limiting for certain teams because for example, a team like the Boo team, for the most part, like Fat Boo, the leaders, they're perfect for that Boo team. They're not really doing damage, like, and it kind of takes a while for cards to get ramped up. Like I have fully rainbowed out Majin Buu team with link levels, you know, aside from my Fat Boo. And it actually does take quite a bit of time for them to get to a point where they're actually hitting those thresholds. So now they're kind of limiting. Hold on, I need to get a whole bunch of these STR orbs. We actually might just kill him. His defense is dropped. I'm not going to pop an item. I think we just kill him right here with the combination of Evil Boo and Fat Boo. But yeah, that's kind of how they're limiting cards now. Now cards need to do damage while also being fairly tanky. Specifically for that event, I shouldn't say like that's how they're limiting cards, period. That's how they're limiting cards on that specific stage. Very, very difficult. A reason why I think Trunks on Global is actually the hardest fight and not MUI Goku is because of that. It takes a while to actually get through that Trunks stage. And, you know, it would be all fun and perfect if that stage wasn't such a nuisance. Like the STR Trunks, other than him pretty much stopping most of your team from doing damage, he's also... Let's do this, yeah. He's also locking your rotation. So yeah, that's oh, I didn't hit go 10. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing, Shamu and Icarus. We do this for everything. This is basically just a talking stage. This is sit down and we'll go ahead and talk about Dokkan. But yeah, so he locks as well. So locking is very, very tough for some teams, especially teams that need like link buddies and stuff like that. So I would say a team that really needs link buddies is actually super bosses. If you are running the Zamasus or Goku Blacks, like, you kind of want them next to each other. There's only a few good ones, so you know there could be very bad rotations to where, like, let's say your 3 Goku Blacks or your 3 Future Saga Goku Blacks and Zamasus that you actually brought on your team. One could be in slot 1, the other one could be in the 2nd turn, and the very final one could be in the 7th slot, meaning that you won't even see him till turn 3. So that means you have to live 2 turns without a link buddy, and on turn 3 you'll get a link buddy, and then pretty much pray that it's not a link buddy like Fizz Goku Black, where actually you need to kind of build up a little bit on him. And you really don't want to be building up on like the 2nd stage fights, because they do get precipitously harder as you continue through the events. Let's just go ahead and do this. We'll just do this, and yeah, we'll do that too. And that normally I don't like having Kid Buu on rotation, but it's perfectly fine. We're just gonna wrap this event up right here. But yeah, it does get a little bit crippling for certain teams like that. The Buu team I was more so fine with for the Trunks locking stage, because while it did take us a while to actually ramp up, we already had a decent amount of damage reduction. We already had a fair amount of dodge, and we already had a fair amount of defense built up to actually survive through his onslaught of attacks. And yeah, it became very bothersome for the team, but at the same time, even when he would lock our rotation, it really wouldn't be the end of the run, because everyone kind of ran well together. I guess the worst case scenario would have been if we had like one of our slackers, like a Kid Buu or something like that, locked in the first slot. But yeah, it just didn't happen. You know, it was kind of a combination of luck, and then like the team just being very cohesive and kind of good in any slot that you put them in. But yeah, guys, that's the stage. Definitely a little bit quicker of a video, but I'm gonna go ahead and record the ESBR for this one, or for the next one. But yeah, guys, just run these items if you're having an issue with these stages, and if you need a little bit of help on the cards and stuff like that, I highly recommend go ahead and check out Dokkan info. You can go on there, click your categories, and see all the cards. You can see where you can get some free to play SA farms on them as well if you do have some of these cards, and then just Dokkan your cards. Definitely Dokkan all of your cards before you start doing like crazy link leveling, unless you have like a really good unit that you want to link level. But yeah, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you all later.